Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The City of Greensboro announced Oakview Group as the successful bidder for private management and booking services contracts for the Greensboro Coliseum Complex and the Stephen Tanger Center for Performing Arts. The successful bid follows an extensive procurement process and includes managing the daily operations and booking services for the Coliseum Complex and the Tanger Center. The Greensboro Coliseum Complex is made up of 9 venues, the largest being the renowned Greensboro Coliseum. The complex also includes the Special Events Center, White Oak Amphitheater, Piedmont Hall, the Novant Health Fieldhouse, Greensboro Aquatic Center, the Terrace, ACC Hall of Champions, and the Odeon Theater. The Tanger Center has hosted more than 1 million patrons since opening in downtown Greensboro 2 years ago. Assistant City Manager Larry Davis said, "We welcome a long-term partnership that will yield opportunities to heighten the caliber of event offerings while maximizing all revenue sources and minimizing operating expenses." Peter Luco, co-chair of OVG 360, said, "We see Greensboro as an incredible growth market and value the opportunity to shape unforgettable experiences and leave a lasting imprint on the cultural heartbeat of the city." Planning will begin immediately to ensure a seamless transition for Greensboro Coliseum Complex and Tanger Center clients, guests, and employees. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department is hosting 2 Zoom meetings this month. The purpose is to update residents, lenders, and community partners about progress in establishing a Community Land Trust, or CLT, in Greensboro. A representative from the contractor Grounded Solutions Network will explain the feasibility of a CLT in Greensboro and the process for developing a community business plan to move forward. Meeting participants will be encouraged to share feedback on the information. The goal of a community land trust in Greensboro is to create permanent, affordable housing for low to moderate income families on developed and undeveloped parcels of land located in redevelopment and reinvestment areas. These Zoom meetings will take place on Tuesday, March 19th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and on Thursday, March 21st from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. For more information, visit the city's website. The Planning Department has released its 3rd annual GSO 2040 Comprehensive Plan Implementation Review. The report outlines the progress toward reaching growth goals throughout the city. The report is available online. The implementation review is a way to track GSO 2040's progress and evaluate broad land use trends. Examples include residential and industrial rezoning were the most requested types of rezonings considered by the city since GSO 2040 was adopted in 2020. 44% of all rezoning was residential and 19% was industrial. The number, scale, and location of housing units proposed in Greensboro has been spread across the city, as noted in the growing Greensboro report. Innovative projects are being undertaken and completed by the city to advance the goals and strategies of GSO 2040 as demonstrated in the quarterly implementation updates. You can stay up to date on the GSO 2040 implementation by signing up to receive an email whenever a new report is posted online. Visit the city's website and submit your contact information on the e-Notify page. Simply select GSO 2040 in the News section to subscribe. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
70% of Americans are overweight, and the majority of them have health issues that would improve with weight loss. So how do you know if your weight is affecting your health? The easiest way is to calculate out your BMI, or your body mass index. You can do that by going online and entering in your height and your weight. It will give you a number. If that number is 30 or greater, it is likely that your weight is affecting your health. When your BMI is greater than 30, it puts you at much higher risk of things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, arthritis, cancer, and diabetes. In fact, if your BMI is 30 or greater, you have a greater than 300% chance of becoming diabetic. If your BMI is 40, that increased risk goes up to 500%. So if you want to lose weight, the most important thing to start with is to calculate out your resting metabolic rate. That's what most people consider their metabolism, and it tells us how many calories you need to keep your weight the same with a low level of activity. The best way to do that is to take your weight and multiply by 9 if you're a woman and 11 if you're a man. Now that we've calculated out your resting metabolic rate, it's time to figure out how many calories you need in order to lose weight. If you cut 500 calories per day from your resting metabolic rate, you lose approximately 1 pound of fat per week. If you think 1 pound a week isn't significant, you should know that a pound of fat is about the size of a small grapefruit. So losing a grapefruit of fat every week isn't too shabby. Exercising while losing weight is important in order to prevent your metabolism from falling while you're losing weight. Studies show that just 10 minutes a day of exercise 5 times a week is enough to cause health benefits. If you increase that exercise to 30 minutes 5 times a week, you maximize those benefits and you find it much easier in order to keep your weight off. Studies also show that if you exercise more than 30 minutes 5 times a week, you can increase your hunger. That increase in hunger tends to make you eat more calories than you just burned, which defeats the point of exercise for weight loss. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully these tips will help put you on a path for a healthier future. For more information, go to conehealth.com/wellness. I'm Dr. Karen Beasley.
A well-traveled bridge is getting some much-needed support, and it's tool time again as the city reopens a popular lending program. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Barriers are being installed under the Goral Street Bridge along the downtown Greenway on Murrow Boulevard. The barriers are a mechanism to provide peace of mind and protection for vehicles and pedestrians. The city is awaiting the completion of the biannual inspection report from the North Carolina Department of Transportation, currently underway. The bridge and Murrow Boulevard are both safe for all traffic. In February, pieces of concrete appeared to have dislodged from the bridge. The installed barriers will reduce the likelihood of incidents caused by the debris, but will not impact pedestrian or vehicle traffic. When the inspection is complete, the city will identify any other required repairs and offer a timeline for implementation. In addition to the Goral Street Bridge, all bridges in the city limits are currently being assessed by NCDOT as part of its routine biannual inspections. The Goral Street Bridge passed its most recent NCDOT inspection in 2022. Spring is right around the corner, which means many of you are making a list of projects to do around the house, inside and out. This also applies to sprucing up your neighborhood. If you do not own the appropriate tools and equipment to do the work yourself, or you cannot afford to buy or rent those items, the solution is the city's free Neighborhood Toolbox Tool Lending Center. This popular program, which has been on break for the winter season, is officially open for 2024. Reservations for tools and equipment are being accepted again. Pickups and returns take place at the Greensboro Sportsplex from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mondays through Wednesdays. Visit the city's website and review the list of available tools and equipment. If you see what you need, simply complete the request form to borrow the items. The Neighborhood Toolbox is a joint effort between the city's Housing and Neighborhood Development Department and Lowe's Home Improvement. Housing staff created the program last year, and Lowe's donated the equipment and tools. This tool lending program is available for non-commercial purposes to anyone living within Greensboro city limits. The City of Greensboro and the National Park Service will host the reenactment of the Revolutionary War Battle of Guilford Courthouse. The free event will take place at Country Park and the Guilford Courthouse National Military Park from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, March 16th, and again from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, March 17th. Parking is available at J.C. Park on J.C. Park Drive. The entrance at Nathaniel Green Drive will be closed during the event. The battle will be reenacted at 2 p.m. daily on land where the action took place in 1781. The reenactment starts promptly, and visitors are encouraged to arrive at least 10 minutes early to walk or take the shuttle to the battlefield from the parking area. Military encampments will depict the lives of the Revolutionary War soldiers. Vendors will be on hand to sell colonial merchandise, food, and drinks. Attendees can also attend living history programs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Due to the intensity of the cannons and musket fire, dogs are not permitted on the battlefield. For more information and a map of the military encampments and battlefield at Country Park, please visit the city's website. Greensboro is placing the focus on keeping the green in Greensboro through a series of new sustainability initiatives. Coming up after the break, we'll talk to the city's Chief Sustainability Officer. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. A flurry of activity is happening in the Office of Sustainability and Resilience. Staff is introducing several new initiatives ranging from our tree canopy to the placement of native plants. Joining me now to tell us about the environmental projects is Dr. Shri Dorastant. She is the Chief Sustainability Officer for the City of Greensboro. Hello, Shri. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me
again. It's always good to see you.
Yes.
Lots of things going on, as I just said. So let's start with the federal grant the city received from the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Yes, we heard back from them last September, and now it's a new year, 2024. We're in a process. We just had, presented that for acceptance to City Council. So now it's a matter of kickoff. So we have, the title of the project is Keeping the Green in Greensboro. Mm-hmm. How can we create a prioritization tool which will kind of help us in our planning projects within those disadvantaged communities of Greensboro? So we're really excited about working more, developing more relationships with the disadvantaged, in the underserved areas of Greensboro, and just really trying to shed light on why it's important. Why are trees important? How can they help us combat climate change and so forth? And it's interesting, I always say that sustainability is really about connecting dots, and that's exactly what it is. We're talking native plants, we're talking trees, so everything is so interconnected, and it just makes communicating, working and collaborating with internal and external stakeholders so important and fun at the same time.
And how much is the grant?
The grant is $825,000. So we're really excited to work and get, a consultant on board to help us build this prioritization tool that will be really helpful. I mean, the city has not had a comprehensive tree canopy study since 2009. So we're really excited about getting what that assessment can look like now in 2024, zooming in on those underserved, marginalized areas, and then really working with another firm in our internal communications and marketing department on how do we engage those communities.
Right. Okay, so let's move into our usual annual practice of Greensboro being known for planting new trees. What is happening with Arbor Day this year?
We are partnering with Greensboro Beautiful, which I'm really excited about. And we partnered with them last year as well when we did our NC Arbor Day at Dudley. But this time it's a feeling of more cohesion and more collaboration. And we're going to have NC Arbor Day at a local elementary school here.
That's nice.
So we're really excited. The solicitation for volunteers is a little different at an elementary school, so we think we have enough of the team, internal and Greensboro Beautiful, to fully, go and we're planning to plant 20 trees there. We've gotten a lot of great feedback on what types of trees that are going to go there. So we're really excited about that. That will be on March 22nd.
Okay, well, I'm sure it's going to be a great day and an educational opportunity for our youth. And with your office working with community advocates, you have a new policy that's been pretty much talked about for years, but now it's actually coming to fruition about native plant species. Why is this policy so significant?
This policy is huge. This policy, and what's so interesting is that when you have stakeholders that are so environmentally friendly and eco-conscious and can bring information to the city, to us, the ones that's working in this every day, and say, hey, please research this, take a look at it. That is exactly what we did. So this was brought to the community, and the community, accompanied with the city, Parks and Recreation and OSR, actually presented it just the other night to City Council. So this is important. How do we get more in tune with nature? Greensboro, we have an emphasis on Greensboro being a hub of our parks and recreation. How do we, what better is that to have a policy that really is shining on natural green spaces and so forth, so.
Okay, well, speaking of green spaces, that takes us to Earth Day, big event, and we celebrate every year, but what do you have in store in terms of where is it taking place, when, and what can people expect?
So Earth Day, we're really excited. Last year we co-hosted Earth Day with the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market. This year we're hosting it with other city departments at Keeley Park. So it'll be at Keeley Park, more space. We have 50 vendors signed up, so that's exciting. We're expecting, close to 3,000, if not more. Please tell everyone you know. And it's going to be an attractive event for all ages. So, bring the children. We'll have activities. This will be, a lot of times when you think of going to a carnival or, Earth Day festival, you think of, okay, how much is this going to cost me? But the vendors that we will have in there, it's all about learning about sustainability and resilience. So we're hoping that everyone can come out and you leave with a real clear understanding of what sustainability and resilience is, and you'll get to meet OSR's team, which is, we've expanded, so we're really excited to, showcase the work that we're doing every day. So we'll have information about our events. There'll be a lot of different swag from the different vendors there. So we're really, it's a learning and networking type of knowledge sharing event.
Okay.
That will be fun.
It will be. Well, we congratulate you on the native plants policy.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to Earth Day, of course. So we've got the web address or your website on the screen for folks who need more information, but we do want you to come back and keep us posted on all the other great things your office is doing.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. Yard waste in plastic bags is no longer accepted by the Solid Waste and Recycling Department. The city will accept biodegradable paper bags to dispose of leaves or other yard waste. Other changes in yard waste rules include bundles of sticks less than 5 feet long and 50 pounds may be disposed of each week using personal yard waste bins or carts. The city will collect up to 10 items, a combination of bags and bundles. Residents will soon receive a 95-gallon rolling cart for leaves and yard waste. The contents will be collected on regular collection days. You have until March 31st to decline the cart. To purchase a second yard waste cart for $65, call the city's contact center at 336-373-2489. As of July 1st, the city will no longer collect personal yard waste bins or carts. Leaf season begins on November 1st. The city will accept up to 15 items, a combination of paper yard waste bags and bundles of sticks per household each week. This is in addition to yard waste in the 95-gallon cart. For more information about yard waste rules, visit the city's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some special events happening this week on the town. Cirque du Soleil brings its popular production of Corteo to the Greensboro Coliseum for 5 shows from March 14th through the 17th. The story of a festive parade imagined by a clown, this enchanting display combines the passion of the actor with the grace and power of the acrobat. Visit GreensboroColiseum.com for tickets and more information. Enjoy a night of soulful melodies and captivating performances when award-winning artists Tamia and Joe perform March 15th at the Tanger Center. Featuring Tamia, the 6-time Grammy-nominated R&B sensation, and the smooth vocal stylings of Joe, this concert promises to be a memorable celebration of musical excellence. Visit tangercenter.com for tickets and more information. Active adults aged 50 and older are invited to the monthly meeting of the American Association of Individual Investors March 16th at the Griffin Recreation Center. This group meets every third Saturday to discuss various investment issues that help folks prepare for retirement and meet other financial goals. There's no charge for the meeting. Contact the Rec Center at 336-373-2928 for more information. Gloria Trevi, one of Latin America's most successful singer-songwriters, brings her Me Soundtrack World Tour 2024 to the Tanger Center March 17th. With an avant-garde and elegant show, Trevi showcases her evolution through new versions of her iconic classics and new original tracks that represent different moments of her life. Visit tangercenter.com for tickets and more details. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Budget Department will host the final community budget sessions in each City Council district this week. This is an opportunity for residents to provide feedback about the City Council's priorities and receive updates about major city projects. The remaining meeting dates and locations are as follows. District 3 meets on Tuesday, March 12th at 5 p.m. at Lewis Recreation Center on Forest Lawn Drive. District 4 meets on Wednesday, March 13th at 6 p.m. in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber in the Melvin Municipal Office Building on West Washington Street. District 5 meets on Thursday, March 14th at 6 p.m. at the Leonard Recreation Center on Ballinger Road. You can determine which City Council district you live in by accessing the interactive map on the city's website. For assistance with ADA needs, contact Gary Canapino at 336-373-2723. To review the city budget, visit the budget section of the city's website. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to Creative Greensboro. The city's Office for Arts and Culture has selected 5 Guilford County-based artists and groups for its residency at the Hires program. Residents will create and premiere dramatic, musical, and poetry productions in the Stephen D. Hires Theater between April and October. Each resident will receive a $1,200 stipend, technical and marketing support, and rent-free access to the 88-seat Black Box Theater located at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Congratulations to the following artists and groups: In Tune, Keela Rogers, Julia Miro, Jennifer Tamayo, and Onstage Theater for All. For the calendar of events, visit the city's website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.